There we go. There we go. Boom, boom. What? Why isn't that staying there? Morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let me just make sure we are live on vid. Bang. Okay. Had a question from Roshan Parker. How often can I spray 1801 Green Punch? This could be a fun moment to just sit and talk about spoon feeding, if anybody's interested in that. What's up, A? How you doing? So there's a lot of people that use the 1801 in lots of different ways, and just so everybody knows, that was one of the original Cool Season standard lawn care products that Greene County put out. Now, before Greene County, when BioGreen was just a thing, we had a product called 20 Plus, and 20 Plus was the precursor to 1801. And that was just run at a standard 5 to 6 gallons an acre rate, which is 15 to 18 ounces per thousand. And that was done every 6 to 8 weeks. And that was pretty standard for a multitude of companies across the country. So, depending on what you want to do with it, if you want to feed weekly or if you want to turn it into an every other month kind of thing, that's how your rates are going to vary on how often you want to be out there. Now, for people who are interested in getting into a spoon feeding nitrogen protocol, that actually requires you to start with a full rate of whatever N you're going to go with, and then start doing lower amounts. It's the same thing like when you're going to go ahead and start splitting your mortgage payments in half. You need at least one full one first before you can do that. So there you go, if that helps. Let me just jump up. Going up, going up, going up. Okay, lots of stuff. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay. Have you tried spoon feeding pod's blood? What? I don't know what that means. Okay. How often should you use Humic 12? Okay, again, there are top end rates that I think everybody should be aware of. In agriculture, people tend to stop between like 6 and 8 gallons, depending on crop for turf, and that's per acre. We see upper end limits around like 8 for standard. Just if you're just going to be using this, if you're trying to do any sort of soil like major renovation or unlock things, you can go more than that. But that would be like, maybe you were spraying 1 gallon out per acre 6 times or something like that. There's a lot of different ways, but I don't, even though I have heard people say you can overdo it or it can cause issues, I've heard people say that thus far on what we've done and what we've tested and how much material we've actually gone out in clay and in sand and all of these things, that we've never found a top end. It just keeps changing the soil structure over and over and over. So good morning, Alan. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're going to want to pay attention in this video, very much so. You may or may not be mentioned. So let me cruise back up here. Aerate 3 ounces once a month or 9 ounces twice a year. Also, great question, Philip. So again, professionally, that's something that if it's being done in a pro program, it's like 6 on just standard apps. It's 6 ounces twice a year. There are people who do more just because they like the results, and they might do it 3 times a year at that rate, or they might do twice at 9 ounces. So that's that's something that you can take a look at if you're looking at doing that. I'll scroll back up here. So much stuff coming up here. Spoon feeding pig's blood. No. Bringing home a puppy. And then next. Yes, Eric, fine. Totally fine. Here's what I'll tell everybody about if you're applying any of the next products with pets. Put them inside. With anything, it's best to wait until the ground or the grass is dry. One particular reason for us is because it's dark and some of it is kind of sticky, and if you don't want that stuff tracking into your house, I would recommend that they don't get out there, okay? How about that? Let me scroll back up here. New sod went down last Tuesday, starting to take root in a lot of spots, but not all. I need to wait for it to root. No, you don't need to wait before mowing. The areas where, the bulk of your root zone is going to be where they cut the turf to begin with. The only thing that I would kind of caution against is you don't want to go too short, because if you expose too much or cut crowns down too low, get down into the lower part of the turf, you're going to get too much heat, which is also going to inhibit the root growth from connecting and tacking to the ground. So you may want to just be careful about that. But no, you can mow. Just be careful that you don't go too low in those places. All right, where am I now? Spoon feeding. Okay, that's good. Lazy. Yeah, I like that. Did a green pop full rate Sunday. RGS going down Monday. Dandelions from hell. Honestly, man, just try mech. Just kill him. Be done with that. Just heated bare spots, but wanted to spray 002 microgreen on the whole thing. Can I go for it? No problem. I need a Longology hat that's been big head certified. Yeah, actually, those hats, they'll work. Bermuda lawn. I know, man, it's a real thing. So Jeff, that is what happens is you are going to see bleached weeds, and then they are slowly going to wither and die. If you start to see them begin to green up again, you're going to need to hit them again. But no, that's the way that tenacity works. And so just an update on that. It looks as though, for the most part, I didn't have a total loss on that application that I did here, however long it's been, 12 or 13 days. There are bleached weeds everywhere, but I gotta tell you, man, like the thistle is 5 times the size, and yeah, it's bleaching, but I wonder how big this thing is gonna get before it actually goes away. It's crazy. Yakov, hey, can you explain how the lawn care nut never aerate his lawn? Yeah, I actually can explain that really, really simply. Where Alan is, and quite frankly, in a bulk of Florida, aeration is out. Oh, look, bang, he's answering it right there. But it's just, for the most part, if you go through, you're going to damage the St. Augustine, and you can cut through and cause a lot of stress. Will it recover? Sure. But also, a lot of the soil is pretty sandy content anyway, and there's not really a whole lot of reason to do it unless you've got you're trying to top dress and bring up something to level, like some of the higher end zoysia lawns that are down in South Florida. That is something that they'll do. They'll go in and more, it's like an aerification than anything else. So that's pretty much it. Let's see here. Yes, Roshan Parker, I did. It's at the very beginning of this. And now, let's see, here was your question. How often can I spray 1801? So I mentioned that you can actually use it as either an every other month thing, an every 6-week thing. When you're done, go back. It was the first thing that I mentioned in this video. So when it posts, just watch that, and you can see kind of, I don't want to repeat myself there. Let's see here. Had a customer tell me to do not cut because they thought the lawn was too wet, and then today they messaged me telling that they were expecting the lawn to get cut. That's funny. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, what do we got here? Mix of every cool season grass in the lawn, cut to level, tall fescue. Wants even if it's high for the rest. Are you Mike? Are you predominantly tall fescue? Is that what you're? I'm not sure if I follow what you're asking there. Tyler, put down Scott starter fert with weed control and has the same ingredient as Tenacity 2 weeks ago. A couple big spots in my grass turned bright yellow white. Should I be worried? What should I do? Water it. It will bleach out certain things, especially if you got heavy applications. That's what it does. The non-target species should come back if they are, stressed out temporarily, but it could take a little bit. So. Frank, that's funny. I'm glad everybody is in a good comedy mood this morning, because you're gonna want it for what's upcoming. If you spray humic on your wife, the marriage might get better because it would be over, I don't know. That's a hard one to. I got to speculate on that one a little bit. Oh, the countdown has begun over on the other side. Best option to kill Bermuda and tall-type turf fescue. You know, I gotta be honest with you. Given that that's nothing that I ever actually deal with, I know there's better people that can answer that question. I am not the chemical guy, that is for sure. Let me pull something up and I'll email it to you and see what I can pull up for you. But you know, Bermuda likes to take over, and there's going to be a certain time of year that you're going to be able to knock that out, but not all the time. So let me get on that. Strike it rich. You may or may not be predicting the future. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to tell you. Okay. All right. I'm going over here to the other side so we can sit and chat and do funny things. I know that I'm going to have some explaining to do in this video, but everybody, I hope you find it as fun as it was for me to make. So I'll talk to you guys real soon. So yeah.